In this video, I'll show you how to solve quadratic equations by factoring. The reason that we factor is to get the zeros, otherwise known as the x-intercepts of the quadratic equation. So remember, we talked a little bit about a quadratic equation being U-shaped parabola, so we're factoring to help us figure out these, where the zeros where it crosses the x-axis. So today we're going to use the zero product property, which I'm going to show you what that means, to find the x-intercepts of the quadratic function. Remember that y equals 0 for an x-intercept. So we're going to set our quadratic expressions equal to 0 to find those intercepts. Then we'll factor and solve. So first of all, let's talk about the zero product property. It says that when you multiply two things together and it equals 0, then either A had to be 0 or B had to be 0. Because if we're multiplying and getting 0, they're either both 0 or one of them 0. So note that this property states that at least one of the factors must be 0. It is also possible that all the factors are 0. This simple statement gives us a powerful result, which is most often used with equations involving the products of binomials. So, for example, this problem is already factored for us, but we have that x plus 5 times 2x minus 6 equals 0. So we know one of them or both of them have to be equal to 0. So what you do is you just set each one equal to 0 and solve for x to get the possible zeros. So we would subtract 5 on this one to get x equals negative 5. Here we would add 6 and then divide by 2 to get the x equals 3. So the x-intercepts are at negative 5 and 3. For example 2, we first have to factor, and we'll set it equal to 0. So we're looking for the factors of, actually, before we factor, we're going to want to move that 5 over to the other side so that it's set equal to 0. So that would give us x squared plus 4x minus 5 equals 0. And now we can factor this. So we're looking for the factors of negative 5 that give us a positive 4. So that would be a positive 5 and a negative 1. And we know that if that equals 0, that one of them had to be equal 0. So we set them each equal to 0 to find the possible x values. So it can be x equals negative 5 or it can be x equals 1. So the zero product property actually helps us solve some quadratic word problems. So the first one says the sum of an integer and its square is 72. What is the integer? So we're going to use x to be the integer. So then x squared would be the square of the integer because it says the sum of an integer and its square. So it represents the square of the integer. So the equation would be the sum of the integer and its square is 72. So this is our quadratic equation. I'm going to rearrange it and set it equal to 0. So I'm going to do x squared plus x, and then if I subtract 72 from both sides, it'll be equal to 0. And then I'm going to factor that use the zero product property. So the factors of negative 72 that add up to give me a 1x would be a positive 9 and a negative 8. So x can either be negative 9 or 8. But negative 9 wouldn't work. Yeah, actually it could. So if I did negative 9 plus negative 9 squared, that'd be negative 9 plus 81, that's 72. And then if I do 8 plus 8 squared, so 64 plus 8, that's also 72. So in complete sentences, the integer is either negative 9 or 8. So the next question says a rectangle has dimensions that are the binomial factors of 3x squared plus 22x plus 24. What are the dimensions of the rectangle and what is the perimeter of the rectangle? So we're looking for the dimensions, so that means we're looking for really the factors of this quadratic equation. So we're going to factor 3x squared plus 22x plus 24. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to break the b and make it into a 4-term polynomial. So 3 times 24 would be 3, 12, 72. So I'm thinking of I'm trying to find the factors of 72 that I could break up 22. So to help me break up 22. So the factors of 72 that add up to give me 22 would be, it would be 18 and 4. So I'm going to do 18x and 4x. And then I'm going to factor by grouping. So I can factor a 3x out of the first one, and that leaves me with x plus 6. And I can factor a 4 out of the second one, which leaves me with x plus 6. So my factors are 3x plus 4 and x plus 6. So those are the dimensions. This one I can't solve. I wouldn't be solving for x, so I wouldn't be setting it equal to 0. They're just looking for the binomial factors, it said. So the binomial factors would be 3x plus 4 and x plus 6. And then to find the perimeter, I would have to add up my sides. So that would give me, I'd have 3x on 2 sides and then an x on the other 2 sides. So that would give me 6, 7, 8x. And then 4 and 4 and 6 and 6 would give me plus 20. So it would be 8x plus 20. Okay, so for this one it says what are the dimensions, or what are the zeros? So you just use the zero product property to find k. In pre-response number 2, you're looking for the dimensions of the rectangle, but this time they give you more information than I had on the last problem. So this time when you write, you're going to have enough information to write the equation. So think of your rectangle. It has a width is 6 inches less than twice its length. So if I call its length x, the width is 6 inches less than twice x. And it says find the dimensions if the area is 108. So what you'd want to do is you would want to multiply length times width. So that would be 2x squared minus 6x equals 108. And once you have that, it says write an equation, which we did. Now solve it. So to solve it, you're going to want to move the 108 over so that it's equal to 0. And then you're going to want to factor it. And the hint, it does have a common factor, so that you're going to want to factor out of everything. You have a 2, so take that out first, and then you're going to factor that into 2 binomials and solve for x.